Hey guys, Gordon from the Critics here. Today I'm going to be telling you how we shot our first professional music video. So AntiFlag, a punk rock band from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, reached out to us and told us they wanted a music video for their new song, Unbreakable. After hearing this particular song, we liked it and the message it actually passed, and we could actually key into the message it was passing because it's kind of like our story. Okay guys, after listening to this particular song, the next thing we had to do was come up with a story. Now that was pretty hard because growing up over here in Nigeria, most of the songs we get to listen to are everything but rock music. After listening to the song, we had doubts of taking the offer. We did like the message, but it was actually kind of hard getting a story around that particular song. Now after giving it days of thought, we finally came up with an idea. Now what was this idea? We wanted to make a music video explaining our story. After days of thinking of a story to tell, we finally came up with a story. It was a story about a boy who was a filmmaker going through life challenges like the normal human being goes through, lack of support and all those other stuff, which was actually our identical story, which we just actually twist into a different story. So we actually got the story to fit the music. Okay, now after getting the story, the shooting process was next. Okay, so we pitched the idea to them. They actually liked it. It was actually correlating with the message they were trying to pass. After this, the shooting was up next. Now how did we shoot this particular project? It was actually quite fluid and simple, our style. It was a very exciting experience. We enjoyed, we learned new things, and at the same time did things we always wanted to do. We had two cameras. Raymond was handling the first camera and Ronald was handling the second camera. Victor was our gaffer and Lawson was actually getting us behind the scenes. Richard was the continuity who made sure everything was on set, and I was the director. Okay, so it took us 2 days to actually shoot this particular video. Okay, now for the shooting process, we had the scenes classified into 3 different classes. One was the outdoor scene, the indoor scene, and the very third one was the tricycle scene. Okay, so now starting with the indoor scene, we actually made use of our auntie's home to shoot the indoor scene, and it was actually quite a very fun experience because we actually got to experiment lighting, a whole lot of things, and it was actually just plain and simple. We just used our auntie's room to shoot every single indoor scene, and then going up to the outdoor scene, and we actually made use of our routes and just basically locations we could find around us, and then we just went out to shoot. Within that day we got done with the very first day we got done with the outdoor scene, and then we came back the next day to shoot the indoor scene. In the outdoor scene, within the period where we were shooting the outdoor scene, basically we went out to shoot a tricycle scene. Now the tricycle scene was actually the main highlight of, I think, this particular project, because we haven't actually done something like that before. We got our friend Joshua who actually owns a tricycle to come over and actually help us pull off the scene. Okay, now for the tricycle scene, now it was actually pretty hard shooting it because we had 2 camera guys in, and then I was sitting with the actor, and then we had to find positions and angles where we could actually capture the actor capturing his surrounding. Now that particular scene was a highlight and it needed to be there, and so we actually succeeded in doing that. We went back and forth through the roads and then shot that, and then came back home. We were actually quite impressed with the footages, even though we didn't get what we wanted to some extent, but I can actually say we got what we could use basically. Okay, so this is where it gets really complex. I mean, we were done shooting this particular project. We had actually gotten every single shot we wanted getting, and now it was time for post-production, and then a call came in. We had to go for a film festival. So it was actually a very hard step to take, because if we had stayed in Kaduna, I think we would have actually gotten to finish that project quite earlier than, you know, the proposed dates we intend giving it to them. But we had to actually go to Lagos because it was very important. So yeah, going to Lagos, that is where the whole thing just got messed up. Like, my existence crumbled into ashes and dust. Arriving in Lagos, we got a place to stay, and unfortunately that place didn't have electricity at all, so we could not edit for weeks. We were just sitting here with the footages in our dead laptops, sitting there, and we couldn't actually basically do anything. Okay, so the Lagos experience was getting really messed up. and it was getting very frustrating and annoying, and at the point we were actually wishing we never actually went to Lagos in the first place. This was actually me and Raymond in Lagos, sitting there in this house without electricity, with dead laptops and dead phones. And then I actually remember the friend actually reached out once, offering us a space if we ever get to Lagos, and that was a very big opportunity. And so I was having doubts of reaching out, but we actually finalized later, okay, let's actually reach out, and then let's go to this particular friend's place. She actually owns a studio, a Black Vase studio. They are a production company on their own, and then we actually reached out to her. She offered us space and where we actually got to work and actually finish the post-production. That was how we shot our first professional music video. Basically it was our first, and I can actually say we did quite well. So I'm going to put the link down below, but you can actually click the link right now and go watch the video on AntiFlag's channel. Let us know what you think basically about the video. We are the critics who rule, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.